This is the all-new 2015 Charger from Dodge, and it looks dramatically different. In Canada, V6 models are available with all-wheel drive. If you get V8 equipped Chargers, they're all rear-wheel drive. That's a big change now for 2015. You can get all-wheel drive on the base model. Now let's go into a little bit more detail about what's new with the 2015 Charger. Not specifically the Hellcat, all of them get all new styling, and the only carried over pieces are the rear doors. Everything else is new. And the design idea was to make the car look a little bit smaller. With the new front end, it looks definitely not as bulky as the previous Charger, and they extended out the pillars at the back that go into the trunk to give the car a little bit more of a swept look. You get the racetrack LED lights around the back, LED marker lights in the front, and of course you can get HID headlamps. So much more dynamic looking car. Then you go up to the Hellcat and the SRT and you get a whole different front end when it comes to air intakes. Big air intakes, obviously to help cool the engine. They've got the supercharger and an intercooler to help drop the temperature down inside the engine. And all of the stuff you see on the hood here actually works. These vents help to dissipate heat, and the front hood scoop works as well. There's even vents around by the back tires to help move air across the car. So very functional, but also very stylish. The dash is still covered with an aluminum fascia, but it's migrated to the shifter surround. You'll also notice that the shifter has been updated to a T-style. The steering wheel is new and has also been updated with switches to control two new screens on the dash. They include a 5-inch screen in the center console or the optional 8.4-inch version, which looks fantastic. Plus, there's a standard programmable screen in the instrument cluster for a quick glance when driving. The high-performance SRT models get a steering wheel with a flat bottom and heavily bolstered seats for track-ready use. So we're here in West Virginia to try the new Charger, but more importantly, take the Hellcat on the track. All right, now I have had some laps on this track already this morning, and it's an older circuit here. It's actually a lot of fun. And here we are in the 370 horsepower V8 Hemi, which is in the RT. For the average person, this is a lot of car. And this track is a lot of fun. So what I'm really going to do is just compare when we go up in horsepower from car to car to see how they feel. One thing I noticed with this car is that the suspension and the brakes are quite a bit softer, not as precise, not as aggressive. So all of the Chargers now have an 8-speed automatic transmission, and I'm just leaving it in drive. I can use the paddle shifters if I choose, but with the settings on the most aggressive, it's always in the right gear, always at the right time, and that is impressive. All right, that's the hot laps in the 5.7. Now, the 5.7 liter Hemi is a good kind of all-rounder, as I said. It's got a great engine and just a nice balance, but this takes things up a notch. When we did the Challenger event, where I had the chance to drive the Challenger, this was the car that I actually liked the best, was the 392. So we'll see if the Hellcat's a lot better than this. What I'm amazed at is how many people have been driving these cars all day long around the track, and the brakes are just phenomenal. They're really, really good. Like they're holding up, and this track has a long straightaway and a lot of turns as well. So hard braking, followed by a lot of twists and turns, and the brakes really are a standout in my opinion. Front straight now, past the apex, full throttle, all the way out to the edge, and it's a lot of fun, I gotta tell you. See how fast we get this car on the straightaway here before we hit the brake markers. We're doing, in the 392, we're doing 130 miles an hour down the straightaway. Hard braking, followed by a tight hairpin corner. So that's impressive. The brakes really are amazing. So here we are in the Hellcat. What's my instructor's name?
Nathan.
Nathan, ready to go?
Yep.
All right, here we go. On the track in the Hellcat. And we are go for launch. Wow. So much more power. This is remarkably light steering, funnily enough. I thought some of the other cars had heavier steering, but the transmission in this track mode is just so dialed in. It just does a fantastic job. All right, I gotta concentrate a bit here. I love the sound, that kind of whining sound. The other cars are impressive. It's when you get in this car that it just is such a big jump up in every way. All right, we're coming on the front straight. Kind of got a little slow on that last corner, but let's see what we can get up to here. Foot's to the floor, and we have 140 miles an hour. That is impressive, and the brakes are solid. Wow. Well, that's fun. I went 2 miles an hour faster on that straightaway. That's pretty impressive stuff. That's cool. What a car. What a car. 4-door family sedan for 64 grand. It's a bit ridiculous if you think about it, but I don't know. I'd love one of these. Go get groceries in it really quickly. I couldn't do what you do. There's no way in hell I could do that.
You get very used to it.
I couldn't do it. It's really interesting in this era where all these manufacturers are trying to get the most efficiency out of their vehicles. Dodge and the Chrysler Group are piling on more and more power with 707 horsepower available with the Hellcat. And the interesting thing is the Challenger has been on sale now for a few months, and 50% of all people that are buying Challengers are opting for the Hellcat. Now, I would think quite a few of those are going to probably buy them and tuck them away in the garage as collectibles, but this car I think is one that people will actually drive, or maybe there's shoppers out there that are going to have one of each, the Challenger and the Charger. It's going to be interesting to see how many people opt for the Hellcat option with this car, but those that do definitely have something unique.